Yeah, this video we're going to make an update from the transfers so far, but then we focus on the latest news from the last week. Now the news was that Liverpool has sold Nunez to Al Hilal for a fee of €35 million, a 3-year contract. So Nunez, after they signed him 3 years ago, I think he was not very good. He was not very bad either. He was a bit like mediocre. I don't think he was very good at all. I think Liverpool did well to sell Nunez for a fee of €33 million. It was a very, very good they did that. And they're still looking for a centre forward, probably Isaac from Newcastle United, and a centre back, I think, Gay, but that's not quite clear. Now there is no news on Manchester City at this moment, but later on we talk a little bit about Manchester City. There's no news on Arsenal. I believe they're still looking for a left winger, but I'm not too sure about that. Now Chelsea was very active on the transfer market, but they sold 4 players. They sold 3 players, and 1 goes on a loan. Marguglio is going to Sunderland on a 1-year loan deal. He's a centre forward, 19. Broja is going to Burnley on a permanent deal. He's a centre forward. Defensive midfielder Ukachukwu is going to Burnley on a permanent deal. And Dewsbury Hall is going to Everton, both on a permanent deal. Chelsea still need to sell a lot of players. I think Chelsea now wants to sell Jackson and Nkunku. And I think these are the biggest news, that they want to sell Jackson and Nkunku. Because as a centre forward, now they have Pedro and they have Delep. So they want to sell Jackson and Nkunku. Now Newcastle United did a very good signing, I think. They signed Tia from AC Milan. He's a centre back, 24 years old, for a fee of €40 million, 35 plus 5. And they sold Dubravka to Burnley, the goalkeeper, because now they have Nick Pope as a goalkeeper and Ramsdale. So they have 2 goals, and that's enough. They're still looking for a centre forward because Wilson left Newcastle United and Isaac wants to leave. Isaac still wants to leave Newcastle United. They're looking for a centre forward. It's Wissa from Brentford and Ake Hoa from Porto. I don't know him too well, but Ake Hoa is 21 years old from Porto. He was very good there last season. And they're interested, and maybe they sign both of the players or only one. We're not sure yet. It depends on what happened to Isaac, but Isaac made clear he wants to leave Newcastle United, but we don't know. He wants to go to Liverpool, but who says that Liverpool is going to make another offer? Liverpool made an offer a few weeks ago, £110 million, but after that they didn't make an offer anymore. Now Aston Villa signed Gue Sant from Nice. He's a 24-year-old centre forward to give Watkins a bit of competition. I think Watkins will still stay number 1 choice for Aston Villa. Gue Sant is a second forward, so they have a bit of a backup. Now Manchester United has signed centre forward Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig on a 5-year contract. The total package is €85 million, 76.5 and 8.5. So I think now they have the centre forward, the left winger and the right winger. But they're still looking for a defensive midfielder, and they want Baleba from Brighton. But Brighton said he's for sale for over £100 million. I think £104 million. So that will be very, very difficult. Yeah, Baleba wants to move to Manchester United, but it will be very, very complicated. More than £100 million. Now there was shocking news this morning. I read it and I think it was unbelievable. That Spurs, they want Savinho from Manchester City. Now I understand that, the deal is concrete, but there's a strong possibility the player wants to move. And I think that can't be true. So Savinho from Manchester City wants to go to Tottenham Hotspur. And why on earth would you go there, from a top team in England, you go to the number 17 in England. So it was a bit of a shock. I'm not sure if that's 100% true. I think City doesn't want to sell Savinho, and they want more than 70 million, I assume, £70 million or more. I think they signed him for 35 million pounds last year from Girona. but they're not planning to sell Savinho because he's a very good player. He's a lot of prospect. It still needs to improve. It may need to make more goals, but he's only 21, 22. I think it was a bit of a very strange that Savinho wants to move. Yeah, I wouldn't know why. Now Spurs plays Champions League, but it's a much weaker team than Manchester City. So that was a bit of a surprise to me, to be honest. But it's not a done deal yet. They're talking about a deal. I don't see it happening because I think City wants more than £70 million, but we will see. Now there's no news on Brighton. Nottingham Forest signed the second goalkeeper, gone from Norwich City, because Miguel, the second goalkeeper, they told him to leave. So Miguel is free to leave from Nottingham Forest. He was the second goalkeeper. They signed him 2 years ago, but he hardly played. Now they signed Gunn from Norwich City. And there's no news on Leeds United or Brighton. So if we move on to the next page. Yeah, Everton signed Dewsbury Hall from Chelsea. Yeah, he's a central midfielder. It's a good signing. A relative young player with experience in the Premier League for Leicester City. And they also are interested in Tyler Dibling. Southampton wants £50 million for Tyler Dibling. And Everton made a second bid of £40 million. But now Everton wants Jack Grealish from Manchester City on a loan deal. And Grealish wants the move too. He accepted the move. He said he's not reluctant to go to Everton. If he can go to Everton, he will go there. It's on a 1-year loan deal. The problem obviously is the salary. Everton cannot cover the whole salary. Grealish makes £300,000 a week. And Everton can pay maybe £12 million in total. So they're still negotiating about the loan fee. There's no news on Crystal Palace, which is good, which means Crystal Palace kept all their players. And we saw yesterday that Crystal Palace has a very, very strong team. They deserved to beat Liverpool. Second half they were much better. And Crystal Palace is looking good, better than ever. I just hope that they still can keep all the players. The transfer window is still open for 3 weeks. There's no news on Brentford, but Wissa is not in training. He didn't play for Brentford the last friendly game, so he wants the move, and Wissa might go to Newcastle United, but also maybe to Liverpool. If Liverpool can't sign Isaac, they might go for Wissa from Brentford. Bournemouth, Neto, the goalkeeper, he was the second goalkeeper, leaves Bournemouth and goes to Botafogo, Brazil. He was the Brazilian goalkeeper. But Bournemouth signed Petrovic from Chelsea, and I think he will be the first goalkeeper. Neto goes to Botafogo. Sunderland has been very active on the transfer market. They signed Mark Guyu from Chelsea on a 1-year loan deal. He's a centre forward. But they also signed left back Masioka for free. Masioka has played for West Ham United a few years ago. He left England 3 years ago. He's a left back, quite a strong left back. Masioka he played for West Ham United. Then he went to Italy. And so that I think is a good sign. At least he has some experience in the Premier League. I think he will be a backup for Reinildo. They had a deal with Lauriente from Sassuolo. He was a left winger, but that deal is off. There was no agreement on personal terms. I think there was a problem with the salary. I think he asked too much money. And I think the deal from Lauriente is off. It's not going on. But he already made 10 signings. Sunderland is looking very, very good. West Ham United signed Hermansson from Leicester City. He's a goalkeeper. From Leicester City, played in the Premier League last season. And Antonio is leaving West Ham United. He was playing for West Ham United 10 years. He had a car accident last year. He was injured. He will leave West Ham United after 10 years, but I think he will stay in the Premier League. He will go to another team. There's no news at this moment about Wolverhampton or Fulham. Fulham is very, very quiet. I don't know why. Burnley is still very active and they keep on signing players. They signed Broja from Chelsea, the centre forward. And they signed central midfielder Ugo Chukwu from Chelsea. He's a central midfielder, defensive midfielder. But they also signed Dubravka from Newcastle United. to replace James Trafford. I think he will be the first goalkeeper. So some player to keep an eye on for your FPL. He's only 4.0 in FPL, so it could be your second goalkeeper. So that was the end of the video. We made an update on transfers so far, the 10th of August. But the window is still open for 3 weeks. So keep an eye. I will keep you updated with all the transfers.